I just don't want you to be counting on me for something I'm not qualified to do. All right. Okay, good. So thanks everyone for coming out. This is, I think, our first Gaelic flag raising in the municipality. Woo! Yeah. I know, from the information that Lewis and his team had provided, is that about a third of Nova Scotians can trace their roots to the Gaelic heritage. So I think that's definitely something worth celebrating, and we know that it's strong in Richmond County as well. So I'm going to just read this proclamation that Council has adopted. So bear with me. So, Gaelic Nova Scotia Month. Whereas 2023 marks the 27th anniversary of Gaelic Nova Scotia Month, which is a time to embrace, honor, and celebrate the history, culture, language, contributions, and achievements of Gaels across the province. And whereas Gaelic culture is an integral part of the identity of Nova Scotia and one of the earliest non-Indigenous cultures to settle in Mi'kma'ki. And whereas new generations of language learners and cultural champions are carrying on and building upon the legacy of Gaelic Nova Scotia's tradition bearers, and where government remains committed to collaborating with Gaelic communities to support opportunities for enhanced learning to ensure Gaelic language and culture will thrive here in Richmond County. Therefore, I, Warden Amanda Mumbercat of the Municipality of the County of Richmond, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Gaelic Nova Scotia Month in the Municipality of the County of Richmond. Woo! Woo! Awesome. So we'll keep this flying for a period of time.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask Lewis now to say a few words, if that's okay. Great.
Catholic Demola, Warden, I'm a Gaelic, good to Art Valley, would be the Gaelic for your position, your title, Art Valley, and CAO, Troy Coley, Troy's surname. And it's great to see Troy again. We've known each other for a long time. He's been very supportive of Gaelic initiatives in his other roles back in the mainland. Just have a few remarks. Gutcha can be me Bruin Becken, Sahanan, Canon Mahishadan, Canon Anyilan Shaw, I guess Canon Nahoa Panoya. So maybe I'll say a few words in Gaelic, in the language of my ancestors, in the language of this island, and in the language of this province, Gaelic. Bevalam, as they office immers in the Gaelic, as they minister Alain ich geweisted, minister the immers in the Gaelic, meer hang a horskrief or son and tafers the shachur at die. Gonna Gael, gonna Dunya, ounce of hair and shaw, I give out the office. So I'd just like to express on behalf of the Office of Gaelic Affairs and the Minister for Gaelic Affairs, Alan McMaster, my sincere thanks for putting on this event and for recognizing Gaels in Nova Scotia and those of Gaelic heritage here in this jurisdiction. We know that diversity in its many manifestations contributes to building stronger, more resilient and innovative communities. This year's Gaelic Nova Scotia Month theme, Dúchas na Gaelic, Sound Live Shahai, saying yes to Gaelic, supports a unique aspect of our diverse Nova Scotian reality, Gaelic language, culture, and identity. In the early 19th century, Richmond County received thousands of Gaels from the Highlands and Islands of Scotland, and Gaelic language and cultural expression were vibrant elements of the life of the county for generations. In John Lauren Campbell's 1932 Gaelic parish census, Forshoe and Loch Lomond congregations registered 80% of the total population as Gaelic speaking, with Framboise and Grand River citing 100%. Unofficial policies to exclude the Gaelic language from the public domain, large outmigration of residents to seek greater economic opportunities, and internalization of negative attitudes associated with Gaelic language and cultural identity by those of Gaelic heritage themselves saw a dramatic decline in the language and its cultural expression in the county. Despite these complex social and economic phenomena, almost a century after John Lauren Campbell's work, Gaelic language and its cultural expression continue to be shared and celebrated in this county. And I would like to acknowledge one of our Gaelic community members here today, Kathy Campbell, who's been doing so much in the Red Islands community, and indeed traveling across Cape Breton Island and onto the mainland for all kinds of different Gaelic language and cultural activities. So Tapla Kamo to Kathy and Ahulashi and Ahawida Vitiana. According to most recent census figures, 28% or 292,000 Nova Scotians have Gaelic heritage in their background. Many in the province, and some here in Richmond County, and in other regions have been working hard to reclaim their linguistic and cultural heritage and identity. And the results demonstrate that celebrating and supporting diversity has a tangible impact. I lost my spot. Many, in particular young Nova Scotians engaging in learning Gaelic and participating in its cultural expression, are staying in the province and are actively engaged not only in the Gaelic community, but in the broader community where they reside. Fostering Gaelic language and cultural learning is also intergenerational, with many of our older residents attending various activities and events that contribute to lifelong learning and quality of life. Nova Scotia is also a beacon for the North American Gaelic diaspora, with hundreds of thousands across the continent having a Gaelic heritage background. Many in other parts of Canada and throughout the United States are beginning to become aware that Nova Scotia is the only region outside of Europe where Gaelic language and its cultural expression have continued to be passed down in families and in communities for generations. Gaelic Nova Scotia Month is a time to celebrate, honor and affirm our Gaelic heritage and identity, and also to engage in the exciting work that has been going on to reclaim and renew this unique and precious aspect of our province's diversity. I encourage you all, and all those of Gaelic heritage, and all Nova Scotians to explore and learn more about our Gaelic language and cultural heritage and identity, and join in by saying Dúchas na Gaelic, Sound Live Shahai, by saying yes to Gaelic. And I think everybody got a pin. Did you all get a pin? Some of these folks didn't get a pin with the flag on it, but this takes us back to our ancient heritage. The symbol is the symbol of the salmon, and the salmon was caught by a mythical Gaelic figure, Finn McCool, and he gained the knowledge of the salmon. And the salmon is named in Gaelic Bratan Fissa, the salmon of knowledge. So we have a unique connection with First Nations people as well in terms of our relationship with the salmon. So when you eat salmon, think of that Finn McCool first got the knowledge of the salmon and shared a wealth of stories about his followers as a result. So, Tapla Commode, thanks so much.
Thank you. I didn't want to attempt to pronounce any of those Gaelic words. I'm going to need some coaching on that for next year. So,
We can do that.
yeah, all right. So thank you, Lewis, and thanks everyone for joining us today. Really appreciate community members and staff coming out to join us, and of course.
I want to say a quick, if I could say a
absolutely.
quick little hello to one of my students down in Red Island. She's home ill now, And we've practiced this, right, guys? We're going to say this to Mary Jessie. Hagul, Acham, Orsh, to Mary Jessie. Hagul, like a Orsh. She's watching you right now, live. And Lois, if do you want to have we'll sing?
Yeah.
And traditionally, when we're doing milling and we're not at the milling table, it's tradition to hold hands and swing our arms back and forth to the rhythm of the song. And whether or not you know the chorus, Louis, you and I know it.
Well,
I think what I was going to sing something made by, well, both of the songs that I was going to sing was made by someone over in Bear Glen. However, I think I'll do part of the song that was made for my grandfather from Rhode Island. Peter Campbell was his name, and it's called Autumn Pepper Campbell. It's a little hard for the chorus, but we'll do our best. I'm not going to sing the 15 verses. We'll only sing a few.
Sing half.
The only guy that ever got the 15 verses is the now king. So, so Hannigan gave you do. It's simply a dark lad came to the town. He brought his adze, his hammer, his axe, his saw, and his draw knife. So that's the chorus. I'll just go into it, and you can do your best. How's that? Hannigan gilja duragen balish of a tuigis tally savskin hanning. Hannigan gilja duragen balish a fetter a grey veduna. Jishukut ma wavis grais keren tak. Hannigan gilja duragen balish of a tuigis tally savskin hanning. Hannigan gilja duragen balish. Her spinning is roi hamahan. Course, come back me the who is a faster Hannigan gilja do Ryan Balish of Twig is town is asking Hanning Hannigan gilja do Ryan Balish Lurvy Smith who is can hacker and who is wood chicken ruig is foolish as Galish Hannigan gilja do Ryan Balish of Twig is town asking Hanning gilja do Ryan People said of boys the clean and on Rooney good purple hold the Hattie Groot Hannigan gilja do Ryan Balish of Twig is tallis asking Hanning Hannigan gilja do Ryan Balish. Woo!
Well done.
He got eaten by just in case you want to know, he may have gotten eaten by a bear because there were bits of ear and red rags left over. So as is tradition, a lot of Gaelic songs poke fun at people. So it's a fun song to have. Thank you everybody for participating and coming.
Thank you.
And truly, yeah, thanks so much. And it's lovely to see the flag. Yeah, it's perfect.
All right. Well, I think that wraps us. Okay. Thanks again, everyone. See you next time. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We've got a different Orleans in for you. I know I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I was here
Well done again. I got it. Oh, no, you.
I'm so proud. I was
No, I just.
Oh, nice.